or I never did tell you what happened with our D&D things. So yes, we eventually got fully ready to fight the dragon. Not only did we do that, we managed to convince the leader of the Inquisition, basically the guy we have been fighting against the entire campaign, to come along with us and basically just sit there and watch to see if what we're saying is true or not.
Huh.
And then, of course, when he immediately witnessed one of his revered gods turn into a dragon, he was like, holy fuck, immediately realized we had been telling the truth and joined our side. So our fight with the dragon was actually a whole lot easier than it would have been otherwise, because we had another character roughly equivalent to our level that just joined in with us.
Damn.
But we have now that we've convinced him of that, we have a whole political thing all ahead of us. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself. Immediately after we killed the dragon, we had like a whole speech in the town to basically tell all the followers of this god, like, your god was not vanquished, we are not heretics, we have come here to restore true faith, blah, 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 you know?
Yeah, you know, as you do.
Yep. And then immediately after that, because this is basically the god of fucking war and partying, everyone started to have basically a giant fucking party. And we were like, why not? We just killed a fucking god. Let's get in on this party.
As you do.
Yep. So we spent like almost the entirety of the session after killing the dragon. Like killing the dragon and setting up for that was like a whole session by itself. We spent an entire another session after that basically partying in this town and just doing like random roleplay bullshit. And then after that, there was some funny situations in there. Our fairy warlock abducted any person she could find with a charisma of 16 or higher for a one-night orgy, and then put them back immediately where they were. And so some various other nonsense.
Oh. I see.
As basically our fairy warlock abducted every hot person in the town for a private party.
Oh. Huh.
Which she can do because we're fucking 15th level at this point, and we have access to some pretty OP magic, you know?
Oh, damn.
As I don't know if I ever actually have given you level references for where we are, but we've been playing this game for about a year and a half now, and we're level 15. Like, we're getting up there.
Huh.
I mean, I don't know if you know exactly how the D&D system works, but it's a scale from 1 to 20. 20 is max level in D&D, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, we're getting pretty close to being able to do the most OP shit that is doable in D&D, you know? But generally, we use that for dumb shit like throwing awesome parties.
I'm not mad at that.
Like I said, Annie is the one that plays our fairy warlock in this party, and she basically has set up a Hotel California.
Oh God.
It is like a fairy club that like anyone can enter as long as you are attractive, basically.
Well, I mean,
you don't even have to be physically attractive. If you have like a great personality, you can get into. Like basically, like she cast a spell many levels ago that basically bars entry to anyone who does not have a charisma of higher than 16, or 16 or higher, basically.
And where's this at?
Granted, you can get there by just being attractive, or you can get there by being able to tell like the best stories. But like, if you are not an interesting person, you don't get in, basically. You know?
Huh.
But once you get in, like I said, it is basically a Hotel California. Like the song line is perfectly appropriate here. You can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. The only way to leave the club is via teleporting, and everyone within is supplied with free amenities, including hard drugs.
All right.
So basically, no one ever leaves. Except for the people that got abducted for like a one weird night drug orgy and then immediately dumped back into their town thinking like, what the fuck happened last night?
Trying to figure out what's going on with their like entire life.
Yeah. I mean, that's basically what happened at the end of the session after we killed the dragon. Is like everyone was having a party and all of us out of character were drinking a little bit and getting a little bit ridiculous, you know? And it was basically like, yeah, I'm just going to abduct everyone that seems to me like they have higher than a 16 charisma for the night.
Oh. Y'all concern me sometimes.
This is one thing I will tell you if you ever decide to join in on a session with us, which I hope you do at some point. They do sometimes get weirdly sexual, but usually in like a joking way, not like in any kind of serious way, you know?
Oh yeah, no, I assumed.
Like we are not into like the erotic role play nonsense or whatever, but sometimes it does happen as a joke, you know?
Oh yeah.
And that has been a running joke for Annie's character, basically this entire campaign, is that she runs her Hotel California bar, and every now and then some crazy shit goes on in there, which we just don't describe in too much detail, you know?
Oh. Oh damn. I just opened up a text from my friend because I was like, "Oh shit, that's weird." And it says, "Let's be honest. Do you ever look cute? No. You just look a little less homeless when you try." And I go, "Oh, ouch."
Honestly, if somebody sent that to me, I'm not sure if I could avoid taking it as a personal assault, because I have actually been told that I look homeless as a legitimate insult before.
Yeah. Still not as good as a dog.
That's the thing, is like I get a lot of compliments on my beard and hair and things like that. Like people telling me I look like a Viking or whatever, or that it looks cool or whatever. But I have legitimately had people tell me like, "What's up with the homeless guy beard?" And it's just like, oof, why you do this to me?
Yeah, like shit, guys. I try. Like,
But honestly, I feel like that is probably, if I'm being in a self-depreciating mood, that is probably accurate for me. Like I never look nice. I look less homeless when I try.
I was just kind of sitting there, and I was like, oh, wait a minute.
But anyway, after that, our session continued onward, or the next session continued onward. It was actually getting back on fucking track, and we returned. I think I told you before that the dragon, the first one that we fought, was impersonating Pelor, the god of the sun.
Yeah.
And also happened to be the father of one of our party members.
You told.
Yes. That went surprisingly well. In fact, it's two party members. It was Eric's girlfriend, Christine, and her sister. Both play Dragonborn characters, and they are sisters, like, in universe as well. So it was literally like one character's father and another one's uncle. And surprisingly, they were both kind of okay with it. Like, yeah, he's a fucking dick. Let's get rid of him.
Damn. Parent issues, man. I get to you.
Oh, that's the irony of it, is that their mother, both of those characters' mother, is a ancient green dragon who is literally one of the most evil fucking creatures we've met over the entire course of the campaign. But somehow, like, Eric's girlfriend is still, like, in character, like a mama's boy.
Yes.
It is great. Like, she plays a male dragonborn who is basically like a mama's boy to this incredibly evil, incredibly powerful ancient green dragon. And the thing is, like, she doesn't like him at all. Like, he is not the favorite child or anything like that. But he's always like, Mom.
Yes.
It is amazing. Like,
this brings me joy.
Oh yes, our party dynamic is great, and that's one of the things that I really haven't told you much about, honestly, is the various different characters besides mine.
Yeah, you just kind of, you know.
I generally just go with the main plot and whatever, but honestly, I feel like now is a good time to give you a layout of our general characters and plot. My character is basically an artificer. He's a wizard who uses magic with technology, you know?
Yeah.
He tries to come up with technological ways to perform magic spells. And the way I tend to play that personally is that I only choose spells that I can come up with some kind of pseudoscience explanation for, you know?
Huh. Fair.
And that's just kind of like the theme that I chose for my character, is like, if I can't come up with like a weird pseudoscience way without using any magic in the explanation, I just don't take that spell. You know?
Huh. Fair.
Christine's girlfriend, of course, Eric is the DM, of course, and Eric's girlfriend is a dragonborn, a green dragonborn sorcerer, who is our party's source of chaos and comic relief most of the time. Christine is the reason that we have been thrown out of almost every bar we have ever visited.
As they do.
Honestly, like, most of the time, like, I'm sure you've seen the jokes and memes online and stuff like that. Like, most of the time a character or a person makes a chaotic neutral character, it is just an excuse to be a murder hobo, basically, and kill everything that moves and do whatever the fuck they want. Like, honestly, she is playing the best chaotic neutral character I have ever seen.
Nice.
And it's literally like, for example, in our last session, she literally, instead of joining in on the planning and coming to help us out and everything like that, just because she thought it was funny and in character, she spent half the session talking to a high-ass alligator.
As you do.
It's like, that is the perfect explanation of chaotic neutral character played right, in my opinion. Is like, that doesn't necessarily mean that you murder the shopkeep just because you want their shit. What that means to me is that you fucking and spend half the session talking to an alligator instead of actually going to help your party just because you think it's more entertaining, you know?
Yeah.
Which, in case you weren't aware, there is a drug in D&D that is basically fucking just weed. It is called Marleaf. And in the lore, it is a fairy drug, which of course our fairy warlock cultivates.
Oh, yeah.
So there's this giant fucking swamp. Like, we have this town that we have basically set up as our home base. And there's a big swamp outside of it. And along, like, the banks of that swamp is just growing these fucking magical fey pot plants. And over the course of, like, an entire year of playing this campaign, like, we made the joke enough time that it basically became canon that the creatures in the area are both more intelligent because they are influenced by the Fae, but also just high all the time.
Yes.
And like I said, that was literally what Christine did for the entirety of the last session, basically. Was just like wander out into the swamp and talk to a fucking awakened high-ass alligator.
Again.
While the rest of us were making plans for like the next god to chase down and like what materials we were going to need and what preparations we were going to need to make. Like, her chaotic sorcerer was just off in the wilderness talking to an alligator.
Damn.
But essentially, that was a good portion of that session, was all of us just laughing our ass off at her interactions with this alligator, which Eric did an extremely good job of playing.
Nice.
The other half of it was making our plan for the next god that we're going to go after, which appears to be Ilmater, which is basically D&D Jesus.
Alright.
So then the next one we're going after it's a blue dragon that is impersonating Ilmater. And we were making some various preparations based on what we know about blue dragons, being that they are incredibly more cunning and clever than most other dragons and more deceitful.
It seems like you would have fought one of these first.
Well, the first one we fought was a white dragon, which are the most savage and primal and the least intelligent.
Yeah, which makes sense, being God of Sun.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, honestly, like, you don't know the whole pantheon or like how dragons work in D&D even really. But that's one of the things that we're trying to figure out right now is it really doesn't make that much sense. Like, it would make more sense because Pelor, the one that we just took down, is the god of like righteous combat and honor and the sun and other things related to that, basically. It would make more sense for a red dragon to take over the place of Pelor because they're already aggressive and like very honor bound and things like that. A white dragon taking it over, like, they're underhanded and deceitful and savage and barely intelligent. Like, that doesn't fit for this god at all, you know?
Yeah.
That's one of the things we've been trying to figure out, is, like, why the hell do all of these dragons seem to be taking over for a god that they are extremely ill-suited for? The next one is the same way. Is that Ilmater is basically D&D Jesus. He is the god of like willing sacrifice and martyrdom and like valiance despite pain and things like that. And yet somehow the god controlling that avatar right now is like the most deceitful, conniving, intelligent form of dragon. You know?
Yeah.
So far, like, we don't know why yet, but it seems like each of these dragons has taken on basically the opposite of their archetype, you know?
Yeah. Also, I forgot, this is the update to where they all have to be the same kind of wood. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
What did you run into over there?
I don't know, but it just sniped me. It
Don't.
sniped me real good, gave me the blindness, so I turned around and went, woo!
Yeah, say don't get killed. Like honestly, the biggest thing we need right now, since we're playing full survival for once, we need fucking sheep so we can make beds.
You know what? I'm running around. I found a thatch area. It's like a thatch house, thatch hut. Has a trap door in it.
According to the page I'm reading right now, when you have wings equipped, all you need to do is press the flight key, which by default is R, though we're probably going to have to change some settings. No, that actually works. Holy shit. Yeah, all you have to do is press the R button. It basically puts you into like Elytra flight mode.
Huh.
No, honestly, it worked a single time and now it's not working again. I
Now
think
it's
it's
probably,
probably because of fucking command conflict with this fucking enormous number of mods.
yeah.
And it always confuses me when a fucking mod or anything else does that. Like, if it works one time, why the fuck doesn't it work the second time?
Well, I think it's because it's been activated by something now. You know?
I mean, I guess. It's stupid, though. Let me see. From what I'm seeing, there we go. Fuck that shit. All right, there was one other ability using the R. I think I've gotten rid of it. Alright, never mind. I lied. There's like fucking 3 other commands using the R.
There's Biggs. Biggs cannot help me.
And even with those things changed, it didn't fucking change anything. Oh, alright. It may have actually been because I was low hunger. It looks like flying takes up an extreme amount of hunger very quickly.
Interesting. I found a Lexica Botania, by the way.
I see. A realistical, logical idealist. I've found our wood hut again and come to the realization that there is no way to get inside of it.
Well, just go through the cave thing.
You can go through the cave below it. Oh, well, no, you even can't. The cave that I just found below it is fucking dead. Yeah, you have to go through the one next to it. It's like there is a thing like underneath that cave. Or under
Yeah,
our original hut.
and because I blocked off all that stuff, not like as a, oh my god, get rid of it, but just as a,
I will tell you, now that we've got these wings, with the way they work, we're gonna need a very heavily steady supply of food, like a full-on cow farm.
oh damn.
Cause like it literally took like I ate a rotten flesh, which was the only food I had. Like I was at 2 bars, which is like the limit for you can't do shit in Minecraft. I ate a rotten flesh, gained back 2, so that I was at 4, and then flew through the air literally long enough to fly up a medium-sized hill to the top of it, and that consumed those 2 bars.
Damn.
And then I dropped to the point where I was no longer able to fly. So, like, honestly, it seems like if we're gonna use the wings mod at least, it seems to be the easiest way for early game flight. We're gonna need like stacks of steaks.
So, here, one sec. Look at this. I got extra flame, or bottled flame. It's a bobble.
Bottled flame. What does it say? It does anything?
No.
The page for this mod also seems to imply that there are some differences between the different types of wings, but they don't seem to have their own page on the wiki, so I don't know what the difference is.
Well, I'm probably gonna guess. Oh, those are 2 very, very specific ones.
There's 9 different kinds. The angel wings using the feather seem to be the most basic type. And then there's a whole bunch of other ones as well. That, like I said, they seem to imply that there are differences. But
Yeah.
there's no link on what they do or like what they do.
Well, here, I can make the evil wings right now. Well, I broke something.
You broke something?
Yeah, one sec. Oh, whoa.
Okay. Apparently, the differences between different types of wings is a future planned thing. The only difference right now is durability between different types.
Alright. Well, where the fuck did I go? Okay.
But yeah, I would say if you're gonna have to go into your controls and remove everything but the wings mod from the R button.
I just switched my wings to the capital button, the caps lock one.
Yep, I mean that works too. Though keep in mind that you're gonna have to check whether caps lock is on or not when you close Minecraft now. But
I have a huge button that tells me if it's on or not, or it's a big light.
fair. But yeah, it basically it works like the Elytra with speed control. You know?
Huh.
If you're a hacker like me and you have the Elytra control hack, it is basically exactly like that.
Damn. Dirty hacker.
I am a dirty hacker, and I will be hard pressed to not do it on this server, to be honest. Because my favorite Anarchy server is the same version as this. Which means that all the hacks and cheats that I know for that server work here.
You 2B2T looking ass motherfucking.
I still think you should check that server out at some point. Though, don't even fucking bother trying to log on to it during the quarantine. Like, I checked the thing the other day, and if you don't have the veteran priority like I do, the current wait time is about 7.5 hours to get onto the server.
Wow.
Even like, that's the thing, is like, that's why I checked it, is even for people with veteran, which basically means that we always get in first. It was still like a 30-minute wait for me when I went to log onto the server the other day. That means there were enough people with the same priority as me logging in first. You know?
Damn.
Yeah, the server has like 3 times the population it's ever had before right now because of the quarantines.
Damn. Alright, so this chest apparently is our food chest now.
Alright. Honestly, I've mostly just been standing here and talking to you and been in this room most of the time.
Well, I've been running around doing things.
I noticed you put a dirt block here to put stuff on. I'm going to put a cinder pearl on it for a little bit extra light for the moment, though.
Okay.
But yes, it is late as hell, and I should probably go to sleep.
I agree.
I